Add myself to the stage. See if we can get going. Good morning. Good morning. Ready to go live this morning and see if we see anything of interest. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. It's Thursday morning. Not to concentrate on this, but this is the last week that I'm going to be out of school. I go back into the classroom on Monday. Back to UNF. It's time for school to start. Time for the students for this fall semester, those who are like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and all ready to come and get their, college life started. Everybody, I remember, and I'm sure you all do too. I remember when I first went to college. I was so excited about all the things. Even though I was excited, I was also nervous about things that were going on. Am I going to get good teachers? Are they going to, like me? Am I going to be successful? Like, all the things. Am I going to make friends? Am I going to meet good people? All the things. I was pretty sheltered. My mom was a strict parent. Our circle was small. And so when I went to college, definitely widened the circle and I saw all kinds of things I didn't know. I mean, in my school, there was only a few African Americans, and so I was successful as a student. Well, I went to college. I wasn't like the valedictorian or the salutatorian, none of those things. I wasn't that high up in my class, but I was at the top of my class, just not the top. And but I went to college, and there was a lot of people who were there who looked like me, who were valedictorians. I was like, oh, I thought I was pretty smart. It's always when you're the biggest fish in the pond, well, a bigger fish in the pond, you feel like, king of the hill. Like the person who can outrun everybody on their block feels like they ready to go to the Olympics. And then they go to middle school track competition that is just like the state. Maybe you're the best in your city, but you go to districts and you go to state and you realize you're not anywhere near the fastest, even though you might have been the fastest on your street. Doesn't necessarily mean you're the fastest in your city or in your district or in your state. It happened to my son, who he used to run in the neighborhood, thought he was, the hottest thing smoking, and went out for the track team and got drugged down the thing like 100. After he finished his first his first meet as doing the 100, he came up into the stands like, "Mom, let's go." I was like, "We're not leaving. I mean, you signed up for track. We'll be here all day. We'll be here all the events you're supposed to run. We're running them." And he was like, "Nope, I'm done with track." What? You're done with track because people beat you? What made you think you were the best thing smoking anyway? What gave you that notion that you were, what gave you the notion that you were the, king of the hill? Oh my goodness, it was funny. We still talk about that story because he was, you know, he came in like next to last. He didn't come in last, but he came in next to last. He was bothered. Jamie says that next level of competition will humble thee. Yes, it humbled my son real quick. I won't even tell the basketball story because in our neighborhood, he was good at basketball too. But when he went out for the basketball team, no dice. He was bothered by that too. Why? How come he ain't pick me? Well, let's just see why he didn't pick you. Which is good. It's interesting. My son is really good at basketball now. But then when my son went to the ninth grade, he was very short. I mean, all of his classmates had grown and had started to, had their little growth spurt. And my son's spurt had definitely not spurted yet. He didn't start growing tall till he was maybe 16. So he was 11th grade almost before he started really growing up and just really coming into himself and his confidence and all the things. But it took a little minute. So the ninth grade, when he wasn't getting picked for basketball, he was not okay with that. He was not okay. All right, so let's get on task. I've talked enough about the things of life. I believe we've got everything running. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Twitter. Good morning, Instagram. And good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so yesterday, wanted to show what our chart looked like, what SPX did, which honestly, it kind of stayed in the zone a good bit yesterday. It opened and had a bit of a drop. You know, that first morning move, the morning ward, that first morning move has to be taken as wait and see. If you look back, almost every day, SPX will have something happening from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Then potentially you're going to get right around in here. You see this is a 15-minute chart. Right around in here, start seeing a turnaround. This candle right here lets you know this long wick here that you can see my mouse. This long wick says we're turning around here. And then it did this. So from 10 to 10:45-ish, it's turning, right? It's like, okay, we're good here and going the other way. Almost every day, if you look back, if you back test it, you'll see something happens from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. And then the 10 o'clock turnaround, which, you know, can be real or not real, starts to happen. Some just pause and then go down some more. It doesn't always turn around, but it definitely is going to take a break around that time. And I feel like it's just because all the orders that were put in on something right at the open to be there a short period of time. Right? If you get in on something at the open plan, you know, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And then see what happens after 10. Or, of course, you could just wait till after 10 and see what's going on and go from there. Now, with our credit spreads, our daily, you know, 1 DTEs, we enter those at 12 o'clock, which is right in here. It means all the morning action has kind of happened. Things have leveled off and setting yourself up next day. 1 DTE, we use those alerts. If you don't have Peakbot automated trading, you can use the alerts at alerts.usepeakbot.com. Alerts.usepeakbot.com. And then that's, of course, for lots of stocks, for credit spreads on the stocks, but it's also for the indices, SPX, SPY, Triple Q, XSP, NDX. There's one more, whatever. Oh, IWM. I said IWM. You can use those for the 1 DTE trades, and you around 12 o'clock you can enter those. Okay, so this is what happened on SPX yesterday. Let's just go back to the daily chart so I can show you what our day looked like. You see how that price pulled down, long wick, and then closed right back up here, right? Long wick. Where are we at this morning? SPX. Yep, 500. Let's see. Now let me go on first to our data and stuff, because that's not going to populate. Yeah, I put too many X's in there. This morning is Thursday. Core retail sales came in green. Retail sales month over month came in green. Unemployment came in green. Oh goodness, I hope y'all know what this means. Empire State Manufacturing came in green. Philly Fed is down 7.0. Should have been, they were anticipating 5.4. Import prices month over month is 0.1%. So all these things that are green, that means that the retail sales month over month, people are still spending their money. That's what this really, you know, in layman's terms, they're spending their money. Unemployment claims, there's less unemployment claims that came in. And I don't know if this is initial unemployment, but the unemployment claims is 227,000. They thought it would be 236,000. So people are either back to work or they're not claiming. I mean, one of the two things is happening. Empire State Manufacturing Index, core retail sales 0.4. Thought it was going to be 0.1. Okay. So later today, though, we do have FOMC member Musalem speaking at 9:10, which is before the market opens. 9:15 capacity utilization rate. Those are yellow folders. 10 o'clock business inventories month over month, still yellow. Mortgage delinquencies, they're showing this as tentative. I'm thinking this number is going to be red, because there ain't going to be a lot, because people, when things get tight, if I got to buy food, lights, water, gas, all those things, or pay for a house that's going to take you months and months to run me out of, that's what people do. You know, if you have to choose one or the other, people are going to choose their most immediate need. Okay, their most immediate need. Natural gas storage, FOMC member Harker will speak at 1:10 and at 4 o'clock to the tick long-term purchases. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have building permits and housing starts at 8:30. So keep that in mind. That happens before market opens. So when you are setting up your things for today, just keep, that's an orange folder, but keep in mind that that will indeed happen in the morning. Okay. The VIX is at 16.27. VIX being down, market is up. We already see that. The market fear gauge has cratered. It may be a slow summer after all. It's a slow summer after all. Okay, so I actually thought Starbucks was going to come down and try to fill that gap yesterday, and it came down and hit it and then started moving right on back up. That's what happens, though, doesn't it? Okay, data confirms the Fed's next question: how much to cut? How much do we cut? U.S. higher as Walmart surges ahead of key data. Come on, Walmart. Trump Social Security tax break could weaken fragile safety nets. Walmart stock jumps after raising annual profit forecast. Why Dr. Doom is firm on a soft landing. We're back to regularly scheduled bull market. Starbucks welcomes new CEO. We saw that, Brian Nicole, with $113 million payday, and he can work remotely. Oh, shucks. That's one of them jobs I need. The job you can work remotely and pull in millions. Lord of mercy. He probably lives in some other state and will fly back and forth to do all that. Coffee Giant's new CEO won't have to relocate to the corporate headquarters in Seattle, according to his offer letter. Okay, he's going to get millions in equity rewards. Chipotle investors see continued growth, steady leadership after their CEO departs. Of course, they'd say that. Of course, they'd say that they think that things are going to be fine. Who's going to say, he left us and now we're going to crumble? Nobody's going to say that. I mean, really? You would say, well, we was all dependent on one dude. Nobody's saying that. Not if they got any sense. They're not saying that. Okay, we saw the Walmart thing. Alibaba had earnings this morning. Biden administration releases prices of 10 drugs and Medicare talk, says U.S. will save $6 billion. Alibaba shares dipped 4% in pre-market after earnings missed expectations despite the cloud acceleration. Harris to propose federal ban on corporate price gouging in food and groceries. Oh, that sounds great. Analyst calls Apple, Dell, Amazon, Broadcom, CrowdStrike, PNC. Stocks making the biggest moves pre-market. Ulta, Walmart. Let me see, where's my little paper so I can write down what's here. Ulta, Walmart, Cisco. Yeah, Cisco had earnings this morning too. And more. Let's see who's the more. Oh, the Bel Air show is coming back on. That was a pretty good show. I actually liked it. The new Bel Air or the new Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Come on, fill the article in. We're waiting. We are waiting. Dow futures jumped 300 points as strong retail sales soothes recession fears. I love how they use the words soothe. Soothes. Ulta's here, Walmart, Cisco, Tapestry. The only owner of Coach and Stuart Weitzman saw shares rise 5% on strong quarterly results. Tapestry. Who knew that a company called Tapestry? Nike is on the run. Somebody bought this Backman person a whole bunch, and Nike is moving again because it was down in the druthers. It was Snowflake. Cloud stock slipped 4%. They didn't say it dropped. It slipped. I slipped 4% on the back of a Wells Fargo downgrade. Lumentum, Alibaba, Deere, Robinhood, Nucor, and Dutch Brothers coffee chain. I did notice yesterday, I saw yesterday on the things that Warren Buffett had bought. The things that Warren Buffett bought in the last, second quarter purchases. New is pretty high on his list. NU, I'm going to earnings. This is why I'm bringing that up. NU is pretty high on his list. Now, I don't know what New does. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments what New does. NU? I don't know, but it's like towards the top of the list for Warren Buffett. It was maybe in like the top 10. It's got like 9%. His biggest holding appears to still be Apple, but I may have to go find that list so that way I can may have to go find that list so that way I can share it with my community. Okay, so earnings last night was Cisco, AST, D Local, Stone, Geo Park. A lot of people I don't recognize, but Cisco was there. This morning we had Alibaba, Walmart, JD.com, John Deere, Applied. Is that Technologies? Applied something Technologies. Industrial. Oh, Applied Industrial Technology. So good. Gambling.com. Those are, I guess you just call it what it is. No reason to like DraftKings. You wouldn't necessarily know what that is unless somebody told you, right? But gambling.com, there's no question about what do we do here? Well, okay, so after market closes today, we've got Applied Materials. After market, Amcor, Coherent, H&R Block, Despegar, Renew Power, which is RNW, Avotech, and Globant. Okay. Tomorrow morning, we've got Flower, CI&T, and then One Connect. Okay, I got you, Tanya. You want to see Walmart and Target. Let's see what they got to offer. I was looking at EMPH this morning to see what kind of premiums EMPH was hanging out with. EMPH brings the premiums. Just know it, but it don't want to draw down, baby. It does not. Those premiums do not want to draw down through the week. I was like, I've been in my trade since last week, and it should be ready to close. Now, what a difference that I made. I changed my close. I changed my close from 50% to 70%. On my credit spreads, I was always closing at 50%. Well, I was doing 70, then I went to 50, and then now I'm going back to 70. And the reason I'm going back to 70 is because statistically, 68%, 2 standard deviations still should be good. 50%, of course, is going to be better, but then 50% means you're leaving about 20% of the money on the table. So if I'm already in the trade, might as well wait another day or so. But it turns out it's going to close today because looking at the same stuff multiple days for me. Okay, Jamie says New Holdings provides a digital banking platform. Okay, do they provide it for other big banks? Is New the software that manages, CrowdStrike does it for a bunch of different companies? Does New do it for a bunch of different companies? So that way it's not just SoFi is its own bank, but New provides a digital banking platform for other banks with the people who want to do digital. Is that what New is doing? Question, I don't know. And maybe if you're scrolling, you can see. Adams numbers yesterday. SPX triggered longs at 10:30 a.m. by back testing 54.18 to 22. Key support targets were 54.62, 54.70, 54.82, and we got to 54.70 overnight. Keep holding runners until it ends, right? Plan today, 54.61 is weak. 54.47 equals supports. Keeps 54.82, which is a major level, and 54.99 plus alive, right? Direct. If 54.47 fails, then we dip to 54.30 and 54.18. Theta should be working. It's just somehow the implied volatility of EMPH keeps it high. Theta, it's drawing down. It's just drawing down slowly. Theta is definitely still working because it is drawing up. Price action is jumping around. I have an iron condor too, which in itself is its own thing because it needs to stay in between the box. So as soon as it goes up to close, that price goes up, you go down. So, and I'm trying to close it. I'm trying to see what it closes all at one time. So that's, if I was just closing one side has quote unquote been ready, but I wanted to close the entire thing at one time. So Theta is definitely working, but listen, EMPH, how the EMPH doing its thing. Anyway, the gap between ES and SPX is about 20 points still. If you're trading XSP, you've got 550 for the call credit spread side and 541 for the put credit spread side. If you're trading it today, right? This is for 0 DTE. That's what's going on here. Come on, next slide. Okay, what's in options 411 next week, next Wednesday, Thursday, sorry, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday? We are having the options 411 3-day challenge. We're having the 3-day challenge next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What's in it? Basics of options lingo. What brokers best? What kind of account do you need? How do you make money trading? How can the charts help you make more money? And how do you get going quickly? How do you get started? I should add the word quickly. How do you get started quickly? Because people don't want to necessarily be taking forever to get started. How do you get started quickly? Now, I will say, trading options is something that is a skill that will have to grow and grow and grow. But you can get started. You can get started. I started as a seller because it was less moving parts. It was a pretty straightforward run. And yeah, that's what we're going to help you do next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you want to sign up, go ahead to educatortotrader.com and get started. Options 411. Educator to trader. Okay. Educate. Go look at some charts. I believe we can go to the charts now. What was the next slide? Are you going to show me or not? Oh, okay. I thought that was it. The learning list is the next chart, and we'll come back to that later. Wanted to see what SPX was doing in the morning. What's it right now? Alrighty, so it says new. The company also provides savings solutions, a digital account solution for personal finance activities, NU business, prepaid and credit card and business accounts for entrepreneur customers. That sounds a lot like SoFi. NU is based in Brazil. I keep saying I'm gonna go to Brazil. I have some friends from there. We can look at the 15-minute chart. See what it did this morning. You can already see on the end there was a bit of a little pop there on the end as we're coming into the day after good news came in. May have another bullish day and a bullish open with SPX 500 is over 5,500 and we closed, I want to say, at 5,470 yesterday. There's that gap up you were talking about, Jamie. Every single day it does something like this. So y'all make it do what it do. Here we go, Walmart. I don't know what the Walmart premiums look like. Does anybody know? I think I have Thinkorswim open today, which is one of the reasons why my computer is running so slow. Walmart had earnings. You see it popped right here in the pre-market. Nope, I don't want the weekly. Let's go here. This is our daily. Walmart is currently at $74.35. It jumped $6 with earnings. Two options. Is it going to be up and go, which means it gaps up and then it keeps going, or is it going to be a gap and retrace? People take their profits and the price starts to fall back down, right? There is resistance here at $74.98, like right at $75 according to the pivots. So that may be a place where price will reject. It's currently at $74.35. $74.97 is that pivot place. It may, hit that and come back down, or hit that and go on through, but, stutter there a bit. But if you're going to trade Walmart, especially as a seller, you're going to want to wait and see what it does. I just don't know what kind of premiums Walmart has. What kind of premiums does Walmart have? Walmart. or if, depending on where you live, Walmart's, which I don't know why people put a S on the end of it. I really don't. Can you take me to Walmart's? No, I cannot take you to multiple Walmarts. I can take you to one. Okay, so you're looking for a credit spread. We got plus minus 3.5, but the current price is up here in the 70s now. So this is current prices here. These probability out of the monies are probably going to adjust. Plus minus 3.5 puts you down at around 70, right? If you start at 74, down around 70. These numbers aren't going to be accurate to look at for premiums because they're going to need the market to open. So I'm not even going to put myself through that because that's not going to do. But let's look at Target. Maybe Target will operate as a sympathy. SoFi, God, that's why I'm buying SoFi. Yes, SoFi, I'm a fan. I think you got to put some time on it because SoFi needs time. But I think it is a good thing to be dealing with long term. But you're gonna need to be in it long term. Anybody who's been around me for any length of time knows how I feel about SoFi. But it's taken a minute to get moving. This is Target. This is the Target chart. Right? Target in the pre-market up to 143. It has sympathetically moved up $8 in the pre-market. Maybe it'll go and fill this gap. It looks like it's currently at this pivot place. Looks like it may go and fill this gap up here, though, if it's got some time. I got time today, let's put a few lines on here and see on the daily chart what would potentially provide some support and resistance. The top of this gap definitely will provide resistance. So 146, 144, 143, and some changes where it currently is. Again, if I look at that option chain, it's going to it's going to be skewed a bit in the pre-market. Jamie said my dad pronounced it Walmart. Your dad was a character. Walmart. SoFi God says bought 1,000 shares yesterday for $6.65, then sold a covered call a month out for $7.50, collected 170 premium. If I'm exercised, then I make a total of $9.50. Yes, listen, the covered call move is the move. As long as you got the money to buy the shares and you make it continue to rinse and repeat, it's definitely, and SoFi is like a perfect place to do it. It would have been. When I was buying SoFi when it was in the $15, $18 range. So if you have, shares, hundreds of shares in the $15 range, and it's hovering around $6, then you can't really make any money on covered calls. I still have some shares over in TradeStation, and I'm just leaving them there because why not? I mean, they're in the $15 range. It might be $13. I think I've averaged down a couple of times, but they're still not at $6. So they just got to sit over there and wait. We'll just wait till one day somebody says SoFi is in the teens, and I'm gonna be like, yay, if they're in the teens. Good job, SoFi God. That's the way you work it. That's the way you work the covered calls, and you utilize your asset, which is the shares. All right, that's how you do it. Did we have any other stocks on the list? We didn't look at new. Let's go ahead and look at that since I've talked about it so much this morning. Pre-market new is at 1344. I think one of Warren Buffett's things, though, is that he buys small, struggling companies, basically, or buys a bunch of them and then just, rides them up. I mean, this is what new looks like. They had a little dip down here, $9, and now they're at 13, which happens if somebody puts, few billion dollars inside of your coffers. It'll definitely make your price start moving. And then they had earnings the other day too, but they are coming into some resistance for sure. They haven't gotten above this 1357 mark. They did that in July, 1357. And if I look back at it, it doesn't seem that they've been higher than that since origination, which looks like was 2022. They've not gone up higher than 1357. So, you know, how do you get past there? An infusion of cash. Got to have an infusion of cash in order to get. Okay, I want you to stretch out. Stretch out. There we go. If you're trading new, you know, I don't have any clue what the premiums are like. Let's go look and see what they got any premiums over here. I'm thinking it's probably not going to be much. It's a $13 stock. Things like this are almost easier to trade just as straight calls and puts, or buy shares, right? But the top of this is at 1363. That's the top of that for new. New probably is going to end up having like monthly options, not even every week. 16th of August. And oh no, they're weekly. Go new. There we go. You're weekly. It's hard to borrow because it's coming into the place where it's looking like it's got some resistance. If we were looking at iron condors or looking at credit spreads, the put credit spread side, 13 is the strike price, and call credit spread side would be 14. So between 13 and 14, it's got a 0.4 plus minus number. If you were going 13, 12.5, 13 is paying a whopping $3. Woohoo! And if you were to extend this out to $4, we'll pass. But like I was saying, this may be one, if you wanted to trade it, it may be single trading. So if you decided you wanted to buy new, like with next week expiration, it's $17 for an at the money put and $28 for an at the money call. Those are good prices. If you need to, it needs to keep popping though. And if you're looking, let's go down to one screen so we can see what we see. Oh, let's save ourselves. There we go. Let's save ourselves. We'll just go here. Above this 1242 mark to go on up. I mean, 1242 to 1342 is another dollar. So that would have provided, depending on what your ATR is. Yeah, it's very little. ATR 0.55. Yeah, you need to talk about needing to buy time. This is something you definitely need to buy time. If you want to trade it after it gets up here to the $13 mark, it may do a turn back, and that may be an entry going for puts if you wanted to. Would it be best for a buy and hold? If you are a fan of, new as a company, and if I was going to do it, it would be a buy and hold, and hold some more. Yeah. NVIDIA still trying to go on to the 120 and almost there. I closed my trade yesterday. Of course, it's at 119 this morning. I took my few little dollars of profits off the table. Should have waited till it went to 120 because I still had time. But all is well. All is well. Let me want to take some of these things off my chart. We see it bumped right up against that line, though, I put on it yesterday. Right up against it. NVIDIA. Does NVIDIA have a song? Anybody know if NVIDIA has a song? We do have resistance at 132. We're currently at 119. There's resistance at 122, again, currently at 119. So that says put credit spread because it was up here before. Call credit spread at this point. I probably would go above 122, especially because it's moving up. I think that song when I say NVIDIA, that's Activia. It's a different commercial. Okay. But if we were looking, I'm not sure if you look for tomorrow. Well, you can, of course, look for tomorrow. Some spreads for tomorrow, plus minus 3 point or plus minus 4 puts us at like, it's at 119. So 123. Well, look, do y'all see this? How all these are 0.5 spreads, even in the hundreds of dollars range? What are we doing? What are we doing? Because this is not, NVIDIA up here usually is not a 0.5 spread. Okay. So if we were going down 4, that puts us at like 115. And we were going up 4, puts us at like 123. So let's change this. What y'all doing up here, NVIDIA? What y'all doing? 115, 114.5 is paying $10. That's a 20% return on that money. You can turn it into a one spread and pull in $20. Again, 20% return. Or you can go up to 123, like I said, from here, 123, 123.5, paying $6, widen it to a one spread, 124, paying 13. So if you were going to do an iron condor, you could pull in about $33 on both sides, total of between today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. My only thing with NVIDIA is it is going in one direction right now. So you would want the iron condors, if you were going to try that, you'd want to be beyond some strong resistance. 122, 123 may not be strong enough to hold you, because if it's going up, and y'all know some of these things don't respect their zones as well as others. So this is a zone at this point, but it's, I don't know if that's what would be called a strong one. Really more 130, which is a little too far away. 130, it would be a stronger zone, but that's going to, let me go to a smaller time frame because I probably can see some stuff in here. We do see the pivot point at 119.46, right? The next pivot is not, and I turned on all my pivots. The next pivot is not till 130. So if it gets through there, it may keep it going. I was looking to see if there was anything else. Maybe I'll go to a 4-hour chart. Maybe I can see enough data. If we're currently in the 119 area, there's some resistance at 121, a pretty good set, 121 and some change. And I was talking about 123 as a place for your strike, huh? So we also see here the top of this gap that's not filled, 123.52. This gap has a little bit of room left to fill at the top of it. 123, 124 just really may work. It may work. I don't think this gap is accurate. Let's see. Oh, that's pre-market. I don't really count pre-market when I'm putting the thing on the gaps. Okay, so if you wanted to do it, I'd probably go with the put credit spread. Jamie says NVIDIA is known to go through a call credit spread. Yes, I am well aware. Day trading or a swing. So if we're talking about, well, I'm not sure if you were asking extrapreneur, if you were talking about new, or are you talking about NVIDIA? Probably NVIDIA. If you were doing NVIDIA, I'd look at, of course, we are sellers, so I would look at a put credit spread if you were going to do it between today and tomorrow. If you were looking to do it longer term, if you wanted to, so next Friday, I probably would I definitely would go out further in strikes. I also would look here, which I'm trying to do, look at the alerts. NVIDIA is probably going to keep on pushing up to that next place, which is probably 130. No, I'm just speculating. This is not investment advice. But will it keep going? It actually could. And, looking here, the next place is 121, which we're not quite there yet. But 121 is good resistance. So it really could push on up to 121 and some change, and then do a reverse, crisscross. Yeah, it could do just that. Did the alerts show up yet? I was looking to see So look to see. You can look at the alerts from Peakbot to see if they're showing up as, if NVIDIA is showing up as bullish, which it probably is on the period moving average. It may be showing up as bullish. Okay. What was on our list? Oh, Ulta. Ulta had a pop. Some of these are not going to be, we can look at them as what they did just before earnings. But if the price is, I always say this. I knew that Ulta was in the 300s of dollars as a stock. And where is their price? Where's the pre-market? Oh, here it is right here. Duh. 370.50 is where it is. It had a little bit of a pop yesterday for the earnings. Actually, not a little bit. It went from 335 up to 370. That's not a little bit of a pop. That's a lot of bit of a pop for earnings. That was Ulta and Cisco. Peakbot's taking a long time to populate that information. Okay, well, this is Cisco after its earnings. Wow. Cisco's $48 and some change. It popped up from 45 to 48. Looks like it blew through the resistance that was here. Blew right on through. We on the way. We got places to go, cuz. So $48.99. It's currently going up to 49. Well, the next pivot point is 49.54. 49.54. Cisco would be in the put credit spread category, but it's popped a lot since the close yesterday. So the option chain is not going to be what we need. I'm going back here to see what NVIDIA is showing up as on the list. I would believe it is showing up probably bullish, but it could be showing up. I mean, let's see. Let's not guess. Let's just know. Shows here Cisco is bearish, but of course this is based on the 50 period or 50-day moving average. And Cisco had been bullish, but it's definitely moved a bit last night for the earnings. NVIDIA is showing neutral. NVIDIA has earnings tomorrow? Has earnings today? I don't know about that. Does NVIDIA have earnings now? Let's go back to the chart. NVIDIA does not have earnings in here. Why is that showing that it has earnings? NVIDIA's earnings looks like it's August the 28th. Okay, so back to here. Ignore the red, but it's showing as neutral. NVIDIA is showing as neutral, which I kind of thought it would be because it's been up and down a good little bit. So it's showing as neutral. Okay. All righty. We didn't look at anything that would be great for tomorrow. We didn't look at anything that was, I think the last few weeks I did like EMPH on a Thursday. Let's go look at EMPH. I got some stuff I got to tell y'all, so I got to do this. My last one. I got to tell y'all some stuff before we wind down. Okay, this is EMPH. I think it's got like a plus minus 4, plus minus 3.9 or something like that. EMPH is currently at 113.40, and it's kind of been consolidating in this zone for a while too. What's this? What would this pattern be called? It's not really a head and shoulders, maybe a double top here. Anybody see a pattern there? For my pattern finders. All these gaps have been filled. Yeah, I would have gone with higher lows, like a rising wedge, but then this dropped back down. So, and the price is down, but it's close. I mean, it's close to a double bottom, which you could look at that. Anywho, okay, let's go see what EMPH has on the option chain. If we wanted to look at something for tomorrow, I actually told you I saw about $30. If we look at the single, EMPH is a 3 plus or minus 3.7 over here to the right, and it's currently at 113 in the pre-market. So if we add and subtract, let's say 4 to that, that puts us at going down puts us at like 109, which is good. 109 or 108. You know, I would respect this plus minus 3.7 because EMPH knows how to move. We want to move it. So 108, 109, I'd go with one of those. And on the top side, adding for that puts us at 117. Yep, 117, 118. Okay, so 109 pays $28. This is a reason why the folks love EMPH, because look, this is tomorrow, and you still pulling in $28 on a one spread. Yes. Okay, so 108, 109 is $28 credit. And what did I say? 117, 118 is another $10. So $38 pull in on a one spread. Now, when the market opens, this is going to be a little bit different, but these numbers are going to be pretty close because EMPH, like I said, knows how to hold the premiums, baby. Yes, Tanya. I see Tanya with the pencil. Yes, I mean, EMPH knows how to do it, and it provides good premiums. So now you got two choices. I like EMPH for sure for the iron condor. We also go into our daily triple Q. If you want triple Q, SPY, XSP, SPX, those are daily 1 DTE credit spreads and 1 DTE iron condors. Those pulling about $50 a day. That's pretty steady money for every day. Now, of course, the drawback to that is on some of those days, one side gets moved through and you're like, all right. And then, of course, SPX runs crazy one day and the next day your strikes from the previous day would have been fine, but that happens, right? Okay, so triple Q, we do these on a daily basis based on these alerts, based on the Peakbot alerts. Come on, scroll down. Looks like Roblox's C and AV Go are all in neutral territory. Okay, I cannot go here because you've taken the long. Okay, condors every day. This whole alerts list populates all day long and resets every 5 minutes. Right, recalibrates every 5 minutes. And so you've got these are all 1 DTE iron condors. I do have a video on my YouTube channel that tells you how to use these alerts. Is this the one that's on my YouTube channel? Yes. I have 2 of them. I have 2 or 3 of them on my YouTube channel, and I believe this is one of them. All right. So let's go talk about the freebies, and then I'll make my announcements, right? Free resources, e2t-freebies.com, e2t-freebies.com. EMPH pattern could be a possible bearish flag continuing down eventually. Yeah, that could be. Could very well be. Chart your way to 100K cheat sheet here. Grab hold of that. You can do the free charting webinar here. Right. 0 DTE strategy cheat code if you want to do 0 DTE stuff. Stock options quick start for beginners. There we go. Educator to Trader website, E2T membership, where we have the call. We have a call this evening, actually, where we're going to spend some more time talking about entering and exiting, and the money of credit spreads. What is your money doing while that trade is going? That seems to be a question I get a lot, is what do I do? How do I figure out how to close? How do I put the money in? What money do I put in? What is my trade actually doing? We're going to talk about that this evening, right? 5 hacks for trading SPX, and you can join our Facebook group for the free options trading for beginners is our Facebook group, as well as join the Telegram trading group if you'd like to do that. All right. Don't forget, we do have the options 411 for newbies challenge, 3-day challenge next week. Go ahead and register for that. Go ahead and register. Ding, ding, ding. News flash. Our morning call. The summer is coming to a close. We moved our time to 8:30 in the morning for the summer because I was teaching at a different time. But now we're shifting ourselves back to regularly scheduled programming. Yes, our morning call time change is going to starting on Monday. It's going to start at 9:30. Starting on Monday, our morning call will be at 9:30. It'll be at the open versus before the open. I really like being before the open, but my teaching schedule does not allow for me to do that this next semester. So 9:30 it is. I feel like 9:30 will be good. That way we can do the open together. And as sellers, that's a good space for us anyway, because when we're too early, y'all be wanting to jump in. And it'd be too early for us. So if we are there together from 9:30 to about 10:15, that's about the time I'm going to have, 9:30 to 10:15, before I go teach again at 10:30. That's what we're going to do starting Monday morning. I've got to find my dome, not my like circle light. Those ring lights just don't quite get it when I'm in my office. I need a light that's more like a light, one of these lights. I might have to go find me something this weekend for my office at school, because my office is dark. It's not dark, but it's too dark for what I do for video. So anyway, we'll work all that out. And the phone call starts, or our morning call. Yeah, she need to say something. She's just way too quiet for somebody who be always whining and complaining about the time. Options 411 for newbies, 3-day challenge. Get paid every week from the market. Basics of options lingo. Brokers and accounts must have. Selling versus buying. Options quick start. Good morning, Drew. That's going to be next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday via Zoom. And it's $97. All right. $97. Here we go. Our declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Say it until you believe it. Say it till it happens. Lord, that you gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. Please be sure to like and subscribe. You put the notification bell, hit the thumb up, all those good things. Pass the word. Tell people that we are here. We're here every morning, really helping the traders get up and set and ready. And of course, I try to make this as fun as possible. Of course, I go through all the different topics and I just talk about whatever comes to mind. My husband yesterday was like, when you're on that call in the morning, aren't there people on there with you? I was like, yeah, there's people on there. He said, well, I feel like there's other people. I was like, no, it's just me. He's like, all that talking is just you. Yeah, it's just me. He said, well, who are you talking to? I said, I'm talking to the people. They just can't talk back. He felt like it was like a conversation that happens. And I was like, no, they're there. They're out there. It's a conversation. It's just their part of the conversation has to be in fingers. And my part of the conversation is vocal. That's how that goes. But we are here together. We are here together. Okay, everybody. It is like 4 minutes before the market opens, and I have kept us way too long. But I want you all to do 2 things today. I want you to stay green, and I want you to get this money. All right. I will see you in the market. If you need me, send me a message. Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Goodbye, sweetheart. It's time to get.